Hello, beautiful people. I'm Anna from Armenia. I'm mentally ill. I suffer with bipolar affective disorder. And this is my first video about myself and my mental illnesses in YouTube. So I want to tell you why I realized that I should do video about this thing. In post-Soviet countries, people have very negative stereotypes related to mental illnesses. They don't know what is really mental illnesses. These people always demonize mentally ill people. That they find things that are not related to mental illness in any way, and describe it to someone who has mental illnesses. For example, violence. Well, anyone can do violence, and the idea that only mentally ill people do violent things is ugly and disrespectful minimum. These people don't understand it. And second, things related to, for example, conspiracy theories, beliefs, things that people can't prove, but they believe. We want or not, we in any way believe something that maybe does not exist, but maybe exists, though we don't know. For example, theory of multiverse or something like that. No one was really see that, or something like related to aliens. That, for example, in Mars there are some aliens, but some people have such strange beliefs, and they believe that such things exist. And when you will speak to post-Soviet people who lived in that territories, who live in that territories, they will say that, for example, humans that have such beliefs automatically is mentally ill, which is strange and not that normal. Or, for example, you will hear that people say that, for example, I don't know, transgender people, lesbian people, gay people have mental illnesses, which is also untrue. People can be attracted to whomever they want, whomever they get attracted, and it's not something to choose, or this is not matter of illness at all. It's just attraction, nothing else. And these stereotypes were come from Stalin era. In that times, um, people were get harshly punished for example, speaking against Stalin's that Soviet revolution and so on, their politics. They were punished in. Some of them were punished in prisons. Others were uh, punished in mental ill clinics. They were used such thing as I remember it correctly, punishmental therapy. So in that era, mentally ill people were dehumanized, were disrespected, and people who, for example, found that their family members, one of them was violent, they thought that he was mentally ill, and okay, sorry. But to be honest, in 19th century Armenia, that from 19th centuries to mid 20th centuries, Armenians were way different from that Stalin's era people. If you would read our literature, you will see how mentally ill people were described there. One of the examples was Anush. This novel was written by our prominent writer Hovhannes Tumanyan. And it's interesting how in the end of that story Anush get very disappointed, very sad, get depressed, and does suicide. And this speaks about how society can create mental illnesses. This is so beautiful. I think that so unfortunately many young people have read this book, had discussions, but still no one got the idea of what was written there, what it teaches. Second one was Shirvanzade's Chaos. We also have TV show about it, mini-series. And the end of that book, also the girl does suicide. And this speaks about many things too. How that people treated other people who does suicide. Also, Nardos has many things like about mental illnesses in his novels. To be honest, I forgot that name, one of their names, but in any way. And also our prominent musician was suffered from mental illnesses too. Our comic does. You know, it's interesting. Modern days, middle-aged woman and man I saw on YouTube that tried to prove that Komitas was not mentally ill at all. That it was a lie, it was created by bad people. And you know, I got very sad. It's interesting how someone can think like that. See, Komitas saw too much blood of our children, of our grandparents, woman, man. And how could this man don't get any mental illness? It is, how can a human be such a cold creation, cold-hearted creation, that he wouldn't get any mental illness after that all? How can? Yes, I believe that many people who saw the genocide got some mental problems, started from anorexia, and it was schizophrenia, and it was normal. It would be abnormal if they wouldn't got this all. And you see, these modern people can't accept it in any way. Because Stalin and his people were brainwashed them. They thought that mental illness is something evil and so on, but it's evil only for a human who suffers with it. Imagine if you see every time some schools and you can't get anything to not see them, or you every time hear some weird voices which tell you that you are a bad person. Our people were so naive and fragile, so I think that it is important to create such content in YouTube. That it's important to get famous and to speak out about this. It's an important issue that everyone should think about.